my name is Christy with the YMCA, and today we are going to build a sprout house. And what we're going to be talking about with our sprout house are sprouts. So sprouts are seeds that grow into a very short offshoot. So you really don't see much of their roots, you mostly see what's their sprout, which is what comes out of the seed, and the green part, like you would normally see on the stem of a flower, would be considered a sprout. And what's nice about these little seeds is they grow really fast, so you can do some fun projects with them. And that's what we're going to do today by building a sprout house. Now for this experiment, what you'll need is a sponge, you'll need some water, and you'll need some sprouting seeds. I have chia seeds. You could also use alfalfa seeds, work really well too. And I have some scissors to cut my sponge into a fun shape. And if you want to make a three-dimensional house, you can also use some toothpicks. Now, what you can do to make this, you can do any shape or design you want, but you're going to want to cut your sponge into that shape. So for example, here I have cut a little dinosaur, and I might grow sprouts along his spine like dinosaur scales, or I might cut and make a house. So I'll make this one into a small house really quick and show you that. All right, now that I've cut and built my sprout house, we're gonna have to seed the sprout house. Now what we're first gonna wanna do is take out some seeds, and we're gonna want to make a little bit of a slurry with the water. So what that means is we're gonna take some seeds and maybe put them in a cup or your palm of your hand, and then mix it with just a little bit of water. A little bit more. We're going to want to make sure all our seeds are coated well with water, and give them a second to soak up the water and become kind of squishy and mushy, which will give us a good type of paste to put over our sprout house. Now when we're sprouting our house, you'll see that there's a lot of holes in the sponges, and you want to get the seeds kind of stuck in those holes, and that's where they'll start to take growth from. So once I've got my slurry, I will then place my seeds in my house. If you have different sprouts, you could do different parts of your house with different types of seeds. That might be a fun sprout house. All right, once I've got my sprout seeds all planted, all I have to do is water it and wait. So the way you can water this is you can find maybe a plate to set it on, and then you're going to want to water it from the bottom. So if the bottom of the sponge has water in it, the water should travel throughout the sponge, and you can see that my sponge is soaking it up. And since I have some high parts, I'm going to try to water it from the top too to make sure the sponge is wet. Now, if I want this to grow, I have to keep the sponge wet all the time. So I have to make sure I check it in the morning and see if it's wet, and if it's not, make sure to water it. Now, here is one that I built a bit ago, and you can see it doesn't have full sprouts yet. Sometimes they'll grow up to like this height,